Well, 3 separate businesses robbed, and deputies say one guy was behind all of it. Then watch this. Has that entire basket, and you're going to watch him just start to stroll right out the front doors without paying. If you're looking at the 11 p.m. update and hoping maybe there's going to be a change, at this point, folks, this is very much a Southwest Florida storm. Take a look at the food behind me, and I chose this because I want to show you how they put an emphasis on making sure that families who go hungry are fed nutritious meals. So that is boxes and boxes of bananas. I'm Lindsey Sablan. You know it's cold here when I see even my northern neighbors actually bundled up.
I'm here to talk to you about Miss Ann Langford. You signed a contract for her. She's paying money for an extended warranty, and she doesn't have it. Can you tell me anything about that?
A lot of you stayed up late watching the Super Bowl. I bet you're like, oh man, do I have to get up this morning? Starbucks is ready to help you out. Scene so big, our executive producer who was out there said people are nearby. They likely never actually got to bed.
Probably not.
Or were woken up early this morning in Charlotte County. We now know the person who was behind the wheel stole the vehicle. So if you're not at your screen, please come see this. The sheriff's office is trying to curb those numbers by installing blue lights at busy intersections. If you click in the back, you see it gives you another crossover view. Look here, you click in the rear of the bus, it's going to show you what's outside in the back. We have seen a ton of stories recently about the drawbacks of artificial intelligence. Now AI is being used for something good. They had been trying to get that guy for more than 40 miles. All of this started north of there in Lee County. You wait through 2, maybe 3 cycles of a stoplight before you can actually get through. Yeah, I know, it is frustrating. But that does not give you the right to run a red light like that guy.
Ooh.
The tanker, a van hauling a trailer, and wait for it, the SUV. That light had been red quite some time by this point. You see behind me just some of the cans and the different boxes. This is where the volunteers sort all of the different food that comes into this warehouse. Sanibel, Fort Myers Beach, there are so many areas that if you have been trying to hold out hoping that that shift would happen more westwardly, now is the time, and you do have time still. We do just want to remind you, as we are going to be heading through these next 24 hours where it's guaranteed we are going to lose power at some point. If you have a battery operated radio, we are going to be simulcasting and walking you through every step of the way on 96.9 Wink FM as well as 101.1 Wave FM. We do get our next full advisory at 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's when Casey and Nash Rhodes and our team are going to be alerting you. Our studio in downtown Fort Myers was flooded, suffered power loss. I believe it was more than 90% of Southwest Florida that dealt with similar issues. So we know you understand so well. So we are in this makeshift studio making lemonade out of lemons. Here we are 9 days later, and we are still going wall to wall. So it's kind of a construction zone in here. TV might be a little bit ugly, and I'm going to have to probably speak up because you can hear we are now working in a work zone. Actually, look right here. All the amazing teams. Hi, thank you for helping us out with ServPro, cleaning everything up. This is that side entrance you walk in, and then here is our newsroom. Joseph, be careful. We've got a lot of the different fans drying everything out here. We begin your 7 o'clock hour of Wink News with breaking news. Please come take a look at your screen, because for the last 10 minutes or so, a vehicle has been on fire at I-75. This is in the northern part of our viewing area, and you see the smoke billowing there, not near as bad as when we first saw this break out, but it is leading to a complete shutdown as folks from Sarasota County are moving into Charlotte County. Thank you for joining us here on Wink News. I'm Lindsey Sablan. One area we saw flood quite significantly, which is Dean Park, the beautiful historic area there. It's right along First Street near the Caloosahatchee River, which is why they flooded. Yeah. Maddie Eagle is joining us on the phone, a business owner who also has a business right on MLK. Maddie, you've got Lindsey and Corey here. Can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to pop up some of the pictures that you texted me as well, showing what the current situation is in Dean Park. So just kind of give us the latest of your neighborhood. Yeah, Maddie, one of the pictures we're showing, the one with the tape measure, showing exactly what you mentioned, and it's that the water coming 1 inch into your home. Like Corey mentioned, Deeb Park does flood. A lot of the people we are talking to this morning have experienced flooding not only after Ian, but a few times since then at Dahlia, as well as Debbie. I guess as you are trying to figure out what's next, and I know it didn't actually get into your home, are you considering moving it all more inland?
It's always a thought, you know. It definitely is always a thought. But we've built a beautiful home here, and we have worked really hard since Ian.
Understand.
So it's hard to think about that, you know, but it's definitely a thought because you don't want to go through this again.
Oh. I wish we could reach to the phone lines now, Maddie, and just give you a big hug. These are the people that are dealing with this in our community. You know, they're local business owners. They're also homeowners, and
they want to stay
here. They want to stay, but it's hard. She's not sure if her business on MLK is flooded. Once they kind of assess Dean Park and it's safe for them to go through the roads, they're going to go there. But I actually met her because she's being recognized as one of Gulf Shore businesses. Our media partners are 40 under 40 this month. So these are the people that make up the backbone of Southwest Florida. You step inside the Von Arx Wildlife Hospital right now, and it looks more like an ER from the COVID days.
Gloves, masks, gowns, foot covers. We also started doing foot baths.
The extra precautions are to make sure bird flu, scientifically known as HPAI,
highly pathogenic avian influenza,
doesn't spread. Lauren Barkley's the hospital manager at the Conservancy of Southwest Florida. They care for 4,000 animals annually, all brought in with various injuries, like this great horned owlet.
He fell from the nest. Raptors are high-risk species.
And because of that, Barkley's team now goes the extra step, swabbing for bird flu samples that are then sent to FWC labs.
It takes about 2 to 3 weeks right now.
Why so long?
There's just a lot of testing. FWC is receiving swabs from all over the state.
Another recent one tested?
The bald eagle was found on the ground, not able to fly. There was possibly suspicion that it was HPAI because they should be flying and trying to get away from you.
He ended up having a fractured wing, but Barkley's still waiting on test results for both birds. Between what she's seeing and the recent eaglet deaths in North Fort Myers linked to bird flu, I had to ask, is it possible for this to be transferred over to humans?
So for the human risk is very low. However, for birds, there is a high risk.
How can it be passed from one bird to another?
Urates or feces, also if maybe they're sharing the same food bowls.
So if somebody's maybe taking their dog out on a walk or a hike and they're out where they've seen a dead animal or a dead bird, is it possible that they can contract the virus?
Yeah, I mean, never say never. We are still learning how this virus spreads. So for now, I would just say keep an eye on your pets. If you see a dead bird, don't approach it. Please call Florida Fish and Wildlife to report it.
And like COVID-19, Barkley says bird flu is quickly popping up and the scientific world's learning on the fly.
Last year, Ann Langford treated herself to this red pickup, but in July, her truck broke down.
Okay, the thermostat dropped to 160. Over here it read engine was hot.
Little did Ann know that was the least of her problems. When she had her truck fixed, she didn't expect to pay the $350 repair bill because she was paying for an extended warranty.
It does. It really upsets me. You know, I work hard for my money. I wonder how many more people they've done this to.
That warranty is laid out in her finance agreement with Arcadia Chevrolet Buick, where she got the truck. You can see Ann bought a service contract with a company called Zurich, a top insurer. The only problem, Zurich had no record of her.
They didn't even know who I was.
So where did her money go?
I got big bucks out on the line. I want my money back.
Wink News Call for Action tried to help Ann get that money. Twice our volunteers called the dealership. Twice they were hung up on. When I called Arcadia Chevrolet Buick, I was hung up on too. Another time, I was told the finance manager would not talk to me.
When I went in to talk to the finance manager, he acted like he didn't even want to talk to me.
So we decided to go to the dealership for answers. Guess who we saw first?
Hi, Ray.
The finance manager that ducked my phone calls.
I'm Lindsey Sablan. I'm with Wink News. I'm here to talk to you about Miss Ann Langford. You signed a contract for her. She's paying money for an extended warranty, and she doesn't have it. Can you tell me anything about that?
But Ray wouldn't answer.
Ray?
In fact,
Out the back door.
so we took our questions to the only person who wouldn't walk away, Tom Hunt, who says he's the corporate controller.
And we tried to make phone calls to see if we could figure it out.
But it's more fun to do it this way, isn't it?
It's not more fun, honestly. It's an hour drive for us.
Yeah.
She's out a lot of money.
And this conversation went on
That's the way you're going to do business. No, I don't want I'm done.
and on
Why is she paying for an extended warranty and there isn't one that exists? There's no
Well-
policy through Zurich.
Okay, that is a question,
and on.
and I can find a solution. So without being on TV, you know, it is fun. It's my color, right?
Not giving up, we told Tom we were going to wait outside until he had a solution. Their cameras rolling as we stood there. 2 hours later,
It's 11:51. We're going to go in again and see if we can get some answers.
and we came out with answers. The dealership agreed to pay Ann her money. We thought everything was resolved. Meanwhile, Wink News Call for Action kept digging. We found in the last 3 years, the state's received 16 complaints regarding Arcadia Chevrolet Buick. In 13 of those cases, the dealership violated state regulations. One case is still open. As for Ann, she never got the check she was promised during that first trip.
It's Lindsay with Wink News, and I've got Miss Langford on the line as well.
So we had to call several more times and visit the dealership again. This time, Ann walked out with the $2,900 she financed for the warranty.
Oh, yeah, I'm really happy about it.
In the end, it took 7 weeks, a dozen phone calls, and 2 trips to the dealership before Arcadia Chevrolet Buick rectified their mistake.
Couldn't have done it without you guys.